Hi everyone, and welcome to the AI breach. Today's topic is a critical one, especially for those of you who have used the popular DNA testing service, 23andMe. In 2023, the company faced a significant data breach, compromising the personal information of millions of users. Now, you might be asking, are you aware of the recent 23andMe data breach? If not, let's dive right into it. In the early days of October 2023, the genetic testing service 23andMe discovered an alarming security issue. The company found that a threat actor, or in simpler terms, a hacker, had gained unauthorized access to a significant number of customer accounts. This wasn't a simple case of password guessing or a leaked database. No, this was a sophisticated method known as credential stuffing. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is credential stuffing? It's a type of cyber attack where hackers use stolen account credentials, such as usernames and passwords, from one data breach to break into multiple accounts across various platforms. This process is automated and can be incredibly effective, especially when people use the same passwords across multiple online accounts. In this particular scenario, the compromised accounts were exploited to gain access to sensitive data. The hackers didn't just get their hands on names and email addresses. They dug deeper, accessing DNA relatives profiles and a limited subset of information from the family tree feature. The DNA relatives tool is a feature that allows 23andMe users to find and connect with their genetic relatives, and the family tree feature provides insights into their ancestry. This breach not only exposed the personal data of millions of users, but also brought to light the potential misuse of genetic information. It's a stark reminder of the importance of data privacy and security in the digital age. These compromised accounts were used to access DNA relatives profiles and a limited subset of information from the family tree feature. So as you can see, the implications of this breach are far-reaching and deeply concerning. Now you might be wondering, what does this breach mean for the users? This is a critical question because the impact of such a data breach can be far-reaching and potentially devastating. The breach at 23andMe resulted in the exposure of sensitive data, including names, email addresses, mailing addresses, and even DNA relatives and ancestors. This isn't just a case of stolen credit card numbers. This is about the theft of deeply personal and sensitive information. The potential impacts can include identity theft. With just a name, address, and email, criminals can create fake identities, apply for credit, or even take out loans. Imagine the shock of finding out that a loan has been taken out in your name and you had no idea about it. But it doesn't stop there. This data breach could also lead to discrimination. Genetic information could be misused by unscrupulous employers, insurance companies, or even landlords. They could use this information to make decisions about employment, insurance coverage, or housing, and it's all based on your genetic information, something you can't change or control. And then there's the potential for harassment or even blackmail. With access to personal and genetic data, criminals could target individuals, threatening to expose sensitive information unless a ransom is paid. This isn't just an invasion of privacy, it's a potential personal safety issue. This breach has not only exposed the personal data of millions of users, it has also raised serious concerns about the privacy and security of genetic information. As we continue to share more and more of our lives online, from our shopping habits to our genetic makeup, it's more important than ever to understand the risks and take steps to protect our data. That's why it's crucial to stay vigilant, monitor your accounts for suspicious activity, and take proactive measures to protect your personal information. The fight for data privacy and security is ongoing, and it's a fight we all have a stake in. This breach has raised serious concerns about the privacy of genetic information. And as we move forward, we must all take the necessary steps to protect our most personal data from falling into the wrong hands. So, how did 23andMe respond to this significant data breach? That's a question many of us have been asking. Well, 23andMe's response was swift and comprehensive, demonstrating their commitment to data privacy and security. Firstly, 23andMe discovered the breach in early October. They identified that a threat actor had gained unauthorized access to a limited number of customer accounts through a process known as credential stuffing. This breach gave the hackers access to DNA relatives profiles and a limited subset of information from the family tree feature. However, 23andMe assured that their systems were not the source of the account credentials used in the attacks. In response to the breach, 23andMe took immediate action. They notified all affected customers about the breach, providing them with information on what had happened and what steps they were taking. To further secure all customer accounts, they required all users to reset their passwords. This is a standard procedure in data breaches and serves to prevent any further unauthorized access using the compromised credentials. To add an extra layer of security, 23andMe also implemented two-step verification for login. Two-step verification is a security measure that requires users to provide two different types of identification to access their accounts. This makes it significantly harder for hackers to gain unauthorized access, even if they have the user's password. But 23andMe didn't stop there. They also temporarily disabled some features within the DNA relatives tool to provide additional privacy protection while they investigated the breach. This was a proactive measure to prevent any potential misuse of the compromised data. 23andMe is also working with third-party forensic experts and law enforcement officials to investigate the breach. These experts will help identify the source of the breach, how it was carried out, and what can be done to prevent a similar incident in the future. In conclusion, 23andMe's response to the data breach shows their commitment to protecting their users' privacy and securing their data. They've taken comprehensive measures to address the breach, secure user accounts, and investigate the incident. 23andMe is working with third-party forensic experts and law enforcement officials to investigate the breach. This is a clear demonstration of their commitment to their users' privacy and data security. But what can you do to protect your privacy? In the face of such alarming revelations, it's vital to take proactive measures to safeguard your personal data. First and foremost, change your password. If you're among the many who tend to recycle the same password across multiple platforms, now's the time to rectify that. Make your new password complex and unique. Remember, a strong password is like a strong lock, and it's your first line of defense against unauthorized access. Next, enable two-factor authentication. This adds an extra layer of security, making it harder for potential intruders to breach your account. It's like having a security guard, in addition to that strong lock. With two-factor authentication, even if someone manages to crack your password, they would still need to bypass this second security checkpoint. Thirdly, review your privacy settings. It's essential to be aware of who can see your data and what they can do with it. Make informed decisions about what you're comfortable sharing and with whom. The control is in your hands, so use it wisely. Lastly, be cautious about sharing your DNA data. This is highly sensitive information, and it's worth considering the potential implications before you share it. It's like sharing the blueprint to your very being, so think twice before you click that share button. Remember, in an increasingly digital world, your data is your identity. It's as personal as it gets. Therefore, the responsibility to protect it lies with you. But what can you do to protect your privacy? By implementing these steps, you're not just protecting your 23andMe account, but you're also fortifying your overall digital presence against potential threats. It's about cultivating good habits that will safeguard your privacy in the long term. Remember, your privacy is important. By taking these steps, you can reduce your risk of becoming a victim of such breaches. Staying informed is the key to protecting your privacy. It's crucial to keep abreast of the latest developments in data security, especially as it pertains to incidents like the 23andMe breach. There are several resources that can help you stay updated and understand how these breaches can impact you personally. Firstly, the 23andMe Data Breach FAQ is a vital resource. It provides detailed information about the breach, how it occurred, who was affected, and what measures the company is taking to address the issue. You can find this resource on the 23andMe blog. Another important resource is the Identity Theft Resource Center. This is a non-profit organization dedicated to providing consumers with comprehensive information about identity theft, data breaches, and how to protect yourself. They offer insights into the latest data breaches, tips for safeguarding your information, and assistance if you believe you've been a victim of identity theft. Lastly, the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, is a government agency that protects consumers. They offer a wealth of information about identity theft, including what to do if you're a victim, how to protect your personal information, and the latest news on data breaches. These resources provide a wealth of information to help you understand and navigate the complex world of data security. By staying informed, you can take proactive measures to protect your personal information and reduce the risk of falling victim to identity theft or other cybercrimes. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about data breaches and how they occur, the better equipped you'll be to protect your privacy and your personal information. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and take action to protect your privacy. Thank you for joining us today on the AI Breach. Don't forget to subscribe for more informative content on tech, security, and privacy.